Probably the furthest.
Yeah, we're getting the shadows in there, so we need to...
See, shadow.
Yeah.
Have to be.
Yeah.
Hi, we're Aziza and Finguz, and we're going to tell you about our video, You Can't See. So the story behind You Can't See is one of a black girl in this world today. And why do we feel how we socialise and communicate together, how we are with friends or by ourselves, and sometimes how we can be with friends but feel all alone. And there's lots of times in the world where people feel like that. There's lots of times where I could be out having food or waiting at the bar and there's a person there and they just push in front of me and I'm just looking like, why did you do that? But really I'm thinking it's because I'm black, really. So I feel like lots of people can understand where I'm coming from, because even with disabilities that you can't see, people don't know how that affects the person. So when I sing You Can't See What You Do to Me, it's how those different things hurt or knock confidence. And similarly, in today's digital era, there's lots of bullying and there's lots of different things that would hurt someone. When I was younger, I was at school and I was the one black girl in the school, just me. And yes, I had lots of friends and I knew lots of people, but I was really by myself and I wanted to make sure that that's understood. And then now when I look at my daughter and she's so much younger, like what will she have to go through in her life? So when we was making the video, I had done on the internet a video of me signing just a little bit. And when I thought back, I was like, wow, we need to do more of that. So we chose to sign all the video. Can we rewind? It was a fail. See, my finger just keeps sticking up. How it felt to learn a lie but know the truth. I've been hearing this since I was a youth. Cool. Okay. And afterwards I realized when you're talking about the digital era and everyone's on their phones, but real communication takes eye contact. So if you're signing something, you have to look or you will never know what's happening. One thing that we realized when we'd started to make the video was that normally singers never communicate for the deaf, never sign in. Normally they have an interpreter or the subtitles, but never sing and sign together. So we thought that was something different that really more people should be using as new ways to communicate.
What I take from it too is that it makes you think about communication. It thinks about what is being said, what is not being said, the issue, the subject matter in the video about people not understanding what their actions and their communication the repercussions and what that might be doing to somebody. And likewise, there is a whole section of our society that doesn't think about our effect, what our communication has on other people with regards to race or gender or sexuality. As we developed the idea of the video, and that that Jessica was going to sign it, that we were going to it was going to be about communication and very visual communication, as we were going to start to gear it towards the deaf or hard of hearing. So it also then occurred to us, well, how do we communicate the music itself? And I think we'd researched how sign language interpreters had done it at music concerts, and they were signing the bass as a as a it was and different techniques. But then we thought, how do we visually show the instruments becoming so that people can get an understanding of things? And we thought about the vibrations, because even if you're hard of hearing, you can still feel music and you can feel sound. So how do we communicate that? So we started to experiment with how do we film vibration. We came up with this technique. We found this shutter speed technique for the bass, in which we could see this incredible wobble and at least indicate that something is happening other than just the lyrics. We recorded the video at half speed so that when it was sped up back to normal speed, there was this jerkiness and this agitation that we feel is inside the musicality of the track. It was just to communicate, how do we communicate the music for a hard of hearing listener? So the drums, the bass and the voice. Inspiration for the goggles came from the lyric, behind my screen, knock me off my feet. And that sort of blinkered attitude, I think we all suffer, and we all recognise now that people are communicating through their phones even when there are people to communicate in the room. And we're looking at our phones, and I might be talking to my child or my partner or my friends, and we're this black rectangle that is kind of everything. It becomes this symbol of communication, but it's stopping us from seeing what's happening around us. So I felt like if we put them up in front of the eyes like a blindfold, yes, I'm seeing the world, but I'm only seeing this black rectangle, and I'm not seeing what's in front of me. And then it became, well, wow, but because we were thinking about how do we communicate the words, well, then we can use that as a subtitle, almost as our subtitles. And for those who can't hear the words, we can show them there on the screen. There's a point in the video where there are 4 people all wearing goggles at the same time, and we're synchronizing. It took quite a long time for us to all synchronize the video on each of the phones at the same time, but I'm sure there's some technology out there that could have helped us, but we didn't have that. So we all everyone had to press the video at the same time, and then get the goggles on quick and record to get it synchronized. I'm very happy, I think, as a creative person when you're pushing technology and you're pushing ideas to the limits, and there may not be an instant solution, but like a ready-made solution, but you make it. So we made our goggles out of I went down to B&Q and bought, some safety goggles, and we just used glue and Velcro to get the goggles on the faces.
You won't make me feel that way. You can see I
to be with you today, 'cause you won't make me feel that way. You won't make me feel that way.